Animals often get in trouble, and sometimes accepting help from humans is their only way to survive. Thankfully, there are plenty of people in this world who are ready to lend a hand to their furry friends. Watch our video to see for yourself. This wild elephant was in so much pain it went right up to the wildlife doctors to get help. How the animal knew they would help is a mystery. Doctors hit the elephant named Pretty Boy with a tranquilizer dart. And when he was down, removed the bullet stuck in its head that luckily didn't penetrate the skull. Grateful to get the bullet out and some pain relief, Pretty Boy then took a nap on a tree. This dog hasn't eaten anything in 5 days and was hiding behind the dumpsters, and when people finally managed to get the dog, they saw it was covered in thousands of mites. This chain was broken. It appears that the dog ran away from the owners who let it get this bad. Kind women brought the dog to a clinic where it took several hours to remove the parasites. The dog also had an injection that would help get rid of mites. Afterwards, this good girl was taken home where the battle continued. The authors of the video named the dog Jessie, and they hope that she has a long and happy life ahead of her. And now check out another case. This nursing mother is in doubt. Should she ask for help from the humans? But after some time, she decides she can trust them. She led the people to her hungry pups who had no chance of survival without their help. Initially, the mother was acting protective over her babies, so the rescuers distracted her with food. The puppies were finally saved. And now they all have a new home. Squirrels are very cheeky animals, especially when it comes to nuts. Just look at this squirrel grabbing his food. And this little squirrel paid several visits to the back door of the author of this video. Once it figured out it can get some peanuts from there. And although it was acting cautious at first, later in the video, the squirrel's fear is replaced by enthusiasm. This puppy got caught on an awning while he was home alone. He is loudly crying and really hoping to be saved when he sees a police officer. Grabbing the fabric is pretty difficult, but the man manages to cut the top and free the hostage, who immediately stands on his rear legs and hugs his rescuer.
Hey, Akela, привет!
This man noticed a hungry wolf and, without thinking twice, exited the car to feed it. And the wild animal is not afraid of the human. Look how closely it comes to retrieve the food. It has been proven that wolves possess a high level of intelligence. Wolves are capable of trust and even affection. See for yourself. After saying goodbye, the driver wants to carry on, but the wolf follows the car, blocking the way. There is no more lard, so the man tries to feed it some bread. Afterwards, the wolf keeps following the man for several minutes. Perhaps it's very hungry. Or maybe it's expressing affection. In this footage, a man is releasing an octopus that got stuck in the sand during low tide. It has already recovered and it looks like it's ready to swim away. But look what happens. It thanks the human with an emphatic touch before moving off. How is that possible? The thing is, octopi are the most intelligent species among invertebrates. They have a good memory, can recognize geometrical shapes, and are susceptible to training. They can also recognize people and solve non-standard problems. This bear cub was caught in a bear trap. It is hurt and scared, but people are trying their best to free the cub. Finally, they succeed and the baby bear can run off in search of its mom. Looks like. This dolphin got stuck in the shallow riverbed 3 miles away from the nearest sea. It is on the brink of death, since dirty stagnant water is not a suitable habitat. You can hear the dolphin make a distinctive whistle in hopes of someone hearing it. Thankfully, a human is nearby and he rushes to the rescue. People resuscitate the injured animal using whatever they can find, and later it is returned to its native element. That's just one of many cases when animals asked humans for help. If you watch until the end, you'll see how smart, far-sighted, and trusting animals can be. That's what happened in the case with this koala that was found on the street looking exhausted and frightened. But as soon as it saw people, the koala ran over to hug their legs. People fed it a few mint leaves, gave it water, and later arranged a visit to see a doctor. There is no doubt that now they're best friends. Now this is a different koala, but it is also very friendly. It regularly visits these people. This koala even has its own water bowl. Before, it coyly sat in a tree without paying attention. However, on this hot day, it decided to freshen up in the pool. Take a look. At some point, it starts drinking straight from the human's hands. And later, it expresses gratitude in the most adorable way. Major trust towards humans is demonstrated by these dogs from San Diego. At first, it might look like they are just greeting the young men. But if you take a closer look, you'll notice that the dogs are inviting these guys to follow them.
There's a dog in there. Bro, we gotta save the dog.
They have a goal: the rescue of a friend in trouble. The dogs were right. These men were certainly not indifferent to the big issue at hand. This mommy dog asked the human to save her children from the rain, and even led the man to the puppy's location. She was very interested in the process of the rescue operation. She's seemingly very happy with the results. These puppies are safe and she can move on to parenting. Yes, that's really a husky at the top of an electricity pylon. It's asking for help by barking loudly. The weight of a fully grown husky averages about 20 kilos, and the human has to act very carefully in order to not fall down with this cargo. A similar situation happened in Montana when a mountain lion climbed onto a telephone pole. Biologists had to tranquilize the animal as it was unable to get down by itself. At one point, the drowsy lion slips off and falls down. But according to the specialists, everything was under control and the fall was a necessary measure. The animal was not injured. There are many cases when a human risks their life to save those who are more vulnerable. Among them is this spectacular incident with a seagull that got stuck on an electrical cable. This baby deer is hopelessly stuck in the mud, and it appears the situation is dire. But then, suddenly, a human comes to its aid. Now pay attention to the way the worker operates the excavator with pinpoint accuracy. It seems this guy and his excavator appear anywhere an animal needs to be rescued from a sticky situation.
Run, baby, run!
And in this video, you'll see how an excavator was used to rescue a bear. These aren't the only cases where people come to an animal's aid, and there are even times when animals come to humans for help. This is exactly what happened when a shark got tangled up in a fishing net. The shark came so close to a boat with humans that it was obviously looking for someone to help it. The shark even waited patiently for the humans to free it. Once the rope was removed, the shark starts to swim away and wags its tail at the humans as if saying thanks.
Bye-bye. Wow, happy there. Wow, happy there.
This shark, with a 12-inch knife in its head, sought help from a diving instructor. Take a look. The shark turns around and positions itself right in front of the instructor, asking for help. The irony of the situation is that this nurse shark was wounded by a human. There is no other way it could have just got injured with a knife. Thankfully, the diver managed to extract the blade from the shark's head. He even got to see it again and learn that the shark is fully recovered. Perhaps it came back to the same spot to thank its savior. Let's not forget that water can be a dangerous environment for non-aquatic animals too. The tiny dot you see approaching the boat is a squirrel. It's trying to escape its predators, sea eagles, crows, and seagulls. And just like the shark, this squirrel is seeking help from humans. Notice how it's desperately trying to get into the boat, almost as if it knows that people will do no harm. Wet but adorable nonetheless, this creature is showing no resistance when the fisherman picks it up. The squirrel even waves goodbye with its tail, we can only assume as a thank you.